Good morning, you sleep deprived and emotionally screwed up zombies. This is your zombie out in Roseman, California. The diary of the great named John Weaver, which would be me. It's coming up on the anniversary too damn shortly. The time index right now is after 2 o'clock in the evening. We're talking about in the morning. It's about 2:03, 04 in the morning. And it's Thursday the 26th, 2023. Yeah, I had a couple hours of cat nap. CPAP is working. I'm actually able to get to sleep for maybe at least more than 2.5 hours. That's a good thing because usually it's about an hour and a half or almost 2 hours and hacking my lungs off. Helps when you get a new machine. What's not helpful is reading all the comments that Facebook happens to store and shows you in the memory functions, which is the reason for this particular log report. This hasn't been the easiest thing to deal with. But then again, since when has anything else been the easiest damn thing to deal with? Especially when I was looking at how the comments were back then. See, I didn't realize my brother was still going through health conditions even during that time when he needed an ambulance to take him over to the hospital and have him checked out for his heart. I'm completely oblivious to this thing. I'm looking at the notes that I wrote that are important to me because they're telling me how things were back then compared to right now and what my mindset was. January, my mama's health was crashing and burning, and my brother was hell of a lot of stress apparently because I found a few entries for him being at the hospital and me being all alone taking care of Ma. Scared the hell out of me when she was doing the gurgling. And I realized that she was dying during that time, and it took days. Her 10th anniversary is coming up, and this was, originally she had died and got brought back to life on February 1st, 2013, and she continued on either through the 18th or 19th, one of those 2 days. And it was during that time my brother and I were really going through hell, and he couldn't afford to put himself back through the ambulance, through the ER during that time. He was still stressing himself out over everything and anything that was happening. His mother, his world was going away. He was still trying to deal with it, even after Ma's death. Then I'm supposing that it was translating into heart disease. Looking back at the records, looking back at the notations I wrote, and trying to examine how this thing was going for my brother. He was tearing himself apart over this. He had been firstborn. He had been with Ma a lot longer than I had. And still, he was having a hell of a time trying to deal with the grieving as well. Because he also had to remain strong for Mama and for everybody else for that matter. It was never the easiest damn thing for us to deal with. But then again, what was? We were losing our mother, we were losing our matriarch, we were losing the special woman in our lives that bore and bred us. That taught us a lot of lessons that I'm still learning and still implementing to these days. And it's still not easy enough just to understand that she's gone. Looking at the notations for 2013, you think I wrote them yesterday. Because of the thoughts and feelings that are still trying to emanate right now as it is. 2013 may be yesterday for me. Well, I know it's been 10 years. Coming up on 10 years. Other people have lost their core family and have time after that. You know, a lot longer anniversaries than mine. And this hasn't been easy. This hasn't been easy. I understand about the isolation and loneliness. I understand about staying close to the ashes and also staying close to the memories because that's it. There are a lot of things out there physically that would be emotional triggers for us. Me, anything regarding family, but food. Okay, try this one. My mother was nuts, and I may have said about this on different videos. Nuts over pomelos. Pomelos are like these grapefruits, but with a different, sweeter taste to them. A little larger, a little plumper. And my mother would have my brother and me go to farmer markets when we were out in San Fernando Valley and then go over to Trader Joe's and be holy terror for them as we're grabbing all the damn pomelos we can for my mother's diet. And her medications were in conflict of the damn thing, but she didn't give a shit. She wanted her pomelos. What makes the day, what makes it coming up to me the most difficult and extreme at this point over here is the last diet she ever had was not bacon and eggs and toast that she would have most mornings, or actually around her midnight snack. You have 30 minutes to get bacon fried up, get two eggs fixed and toast fixed. With a working kitchen as we had back in the other apartment complex a decade ago, it's possible. You know, toaster right by you, get the damn thing going. You get the bacon going on, get you a little bit of bacon grease going on, and then fry up the eggs. Make sure they're the freshest and the toast is already buttered. And I had to do it all on that one. And then get it served to her and then feed it to her. Oh, the easiest thing she would have said is not the bacon and eggs, but the pomelos. I still have a couple of grapefruit knives that we've had for a long time. They're ancient and they're useful and they're still working. Ma taught me a long time ago how to cut grapefruit, which is the nearly the same structure as a pomelo. So I said before, pomelos are just a different form of grapefruit. They're bigger, plumper, sweeter. Cut the damn thing in half. And then what do you see? You see the chambers. Ma taught me a long time ago how to eat grapefruit with honey on them. Because they can be so tart. Some people can stand grapefruit, but they just need to add a little sweetness to it. I heard that there was a soft drink a long time ago. Squirt would have the essence of grapefruit. I never could stand that drink because the grapefruit taste in there just drove me nuts. So I rarely, maybe a few times in my lifetime, have I tried to gag it down. I'd do better with a lemon and lime drink than I'd do with a grapefruit. But and how to eat grapefruit is a different story altogether. Grapefruit, you section it off with your grapefruit knife. The knife had serrated edges on them, and it would be crooked. Okay, crooked, but it would be serrated edges. and you would stick it into the grapefruit membranes. First, you get the outer portions of the fruit membranes. Loosen all that up. Then you go right into the sections and kind of cut them very carefully in there. You section them up. And then, if you had a grapefruit spoon, or just any other kind of spoon, you'd be able to get it out. After you had them cut in the sections, into their little section there, you'd get honey and drizzle all over them. Might eat them without them sometimes. If they're sweet enough, oh, she definitely eat them. And one was pomelos. Pomelos, as I said before, they were sweet enough. You didn't have to add anything to it. You just slice them up, section them up, and they're history. My mother would insist my brother and I would raid places for pomelos. Out here in the Antelope Valley, that is, before her death. We had gone through a ton of them. The last meal of her life was the midnight hour of January 31st through February 1st. And she was eating her pomelo. She wanted a taste of it before she passed because it was one of her favorite foods. If I had only known, if I had only felt the presence, the chilled presence of an angel. Some people would think it'd be more, but sometimes the quote unquote dead would be around and sucking up the heat, making cold spots left and right, and show you that they're here, one way or another. And seeing that would just give me the ookies. Just thinking about that. Before Ma passed away, she was actually able to watch some shows. We were watching Ghost Hunters, different shows like that. Trying to find where the ghosts are, and they would tell you some things about what they know about them. That was hard that day. If I had known. If. Would it have changed anything? Could it have changed anything? Hearing our Ma was gurgling, we thought we had a little time. We were blasé about the damn thing. Me and David were taking the dogs out for a walk. Come back over there, and she's already dead. Called 911. Dave's doing. I had to get the place ready so the invasion would come of the fire department and the paramedics, while Dave was fighting for her life. Short time later, to barely get her going. If we had followed the advance directive, we should have just let her die and shown the fire department that, and the sheriff's department that one. We didn't. We forgot all about the damn paperwork. It was only after when she was dead that we realized she had an advanced medical directive. I mean, we had this damn thing filled out a year. It wouldn't have made a difference. She was going to die anyway. I had to do multiple recordings before then, trying to get my feelings and just the fear of losing Ma. It was crushing me. Why was I feeling superhuman at the time? Now brimming with confidence, I was scared shitless. didn't realize that my world was going to be mutating into something else. Definitely something I wouldn't have approved of in the first place. I had no choice. There were no choices in this situation. I still had to go through this damn crap. And it still hurt like hell. And when she passed, she passed. I mean, she passed away in the Antelope Valley care unit. She died in the critical care unit. They had to put a special BP monitor on her because her body was slowly dying. 18 to 19 days on that one, God. And it was hard dealing with that. It was so damn hard dealing with that. How could we have dealt with it? How could have David and I dealt with it? We kept asking ourselves, what the hell are we doing? You have to, not in that 2.5 weeks period, we're in the meeting halls trying to get past this damn thing. We're trying to get, I don't know, to the point of realization that we couldn't, there was nothing we could have done. We did everything we were supposed to do. And it was still tearing us apart because our fear, our loss, our pain, our grieving was just getting started. Dave and I were still having the issues over that. He could talk to some of his other friends over there that he made close contacts with. He'd go out in private. But he couldn't bring his feelings up to me about it. I had to go into meeting halls and damn near destroy the place. I'm almost coming close to it. Especially when I'm gripping on the edges of the damn chairs like this. I'm just... Someone would come over, just make sure I'm all right and take me outside. And no, I'm not all right. I'm going to be losing my damn mother. How the hell am I supposed to be able to deal with this shit? 2.5 weeks of dealing with the anger. Not even breaking down, or at least remembering if I was breaking down with the tears. But all I remember is I was angry. I'm losing Ma. It wasn't all right with me. It was not all right with me. How dare it be right? How dare this be the correct thing? I was a scared little boy losing his mama, losing his world, safety, security, protection, love. Stuck in a nest all these years. Didn't even fly away. No, the nest had to disintegrate underneath those wings, underneath my body, and then seeing the matriarch go, seeing my mother go, seeing my world, my universe go. Dave and I hardly ever slept. 2.5 weeks. He wasn't even going to the hospital after that. Or actually during that period. I should have. Why wasn't I breaking down with all that like grief in the heart? Why wasn't I breaking down to the point where it was going to be my turn to go? Yeah, David Stern probably would have been suicide at that point. If I had gone after Ma, I think David would have killed himself by drinking himself to death. Or getting into a fight or something would have happened, taking his life. The dogs would have been taken care of by someone else. We were told to be strong. We were told a lot of things. We were told how to. We were told what to. We were given advice by everybody else. And the thing is, you go to the meeting halls, you get helped by that one. But the problem is, when you wake up in the morning, where was all that damn help? You still had to wake up to the reality. You had to work. You had to do things in life. You had to do. You had to function. You had to be on constant survival mode. You had to be on a constant functioning thing. Where the hell was all these people to give you all the damn support when they're not there? You had to face it alone. And that was hard to sell for me dealing with that one. Even before Ma passed away, David was still going to the hospital because he was still dealing with angina. And if I were to make some suppositions here, I would think that my brother was suffering quietly without even telling me about the damn thing. That he too was going through a lot of grieving, but he just he couldn't accept it. He couldn't live with it, deal with it, work with it. The pain was killing him. If I was going to do a supposition at this point over here, and I may get it corrected in heaven on this one here, my supposition would be that the grieving was killing him in the process. Slowly but surely. Doing the same damn shit to Ma. And I'm wondering if it's going to be doing the same damn shit to me too. It does scare the hell out of me at this point over here because I've been there and I don't want to go through the damn shit. I'm not ready for this yet. I still got. I still want to keep living, damn it. I like to get a book deal going and, at least get my name out there, get a hardcover with my name etching on it. Said I wrote these books. I may not be pretty. It may not be pretty good, but at least I did something with my life. I also like to look at a damn college degree. Even it may not it be the lowest rung on there would say AA on that damn thing, but you know what? I don't give a shit. I did something that I tried to fix a long time ago. If I get a BA on a damn thing or an MA, oh my god, beyond cream and beyond gravy, dessert baby, dessert. I'm still stuck with the meat and potatoes, and I'm all right with that. That's why I keep going to college to get this damn thing going. Even if it's just that, I'll be happy with it. I may not be satisfied, but I'll be happy for a little bit for a short time. But this, going through the notes, going through what I was going through, understanding what my brother was going through. He wasn't even talking about his pain to his confidant. I'm the guy who kept all the damn secrets from Ma and from everybody else half the time, and I'll be dying with him. Some of the shit he'd been going through. Shit he didn't even want to go through, but he went through it anyway. But here I am. Didn't even bother to talk to me about it. Because some things he would have to talk to other people about how he felt. And the problem is, I understand the embarrassment about it is. Who do you trust? Who is closest to you that you can actually pour your heart and soul out concerning about your pain, your grieving, your loss at this point over here, how much you miss that person? It's like they put up damn hands in the wall right here. We loved you in life, but right now, you're dealing with a death situation here. Talk to the hands. Back away. No wonder we grievers feel like we're damn lepers. I hate to use that terminology there. We're the ones with an infectious disease. That's called death. It's called emotions. It's called grieving. It's called feeling. It's called being human. We can't be human. We have to be superhuman. We have to be robotic. Do what everyone else is doing and follow everyone else and just. I can't deal with this. All right. I do these videos. I do these videos for myself, for posterity, because hardly I ever came across anything else regarding grieving or pain or mourning like this, except maybe if there are official news reports. Nothing about someone pouring out their heart and soul about how they're dealing with this shit. Most days, or most of the recordings, you'll probably think I'm not as much in pain, because if I'm not triggered, I'm functional. I'm functioning. But get me a trigger. Get me an emotional trigger. I'm useless and I'm not doing these things as well as I am. Right after Mama's death in 2013. 2014, 15 rolled up, and I'm still trying to seek psych, uh, seek counseling for what the hell was going on with me. It's like every year that the anniversary would come up, I had to go out to the therapist and talk to him again. It wasn't easy trying to bare my soul to these people, telling what the hell's going on inside of my life. It wasn't easy telling them about the damn anniversary that was still tearing me apart, and I'd have to go to school, depending on which particular year and day it was, or not go to school, and just deal with the day in the morning. Dave and I said we were going to be doing a living memorial. We were going to celebrate Ma's death in a meaningful way by living, not by doing the memorial services. The last time we had a memorial service, we went to one of our cousins out in Simi Valley, and they were mourning their big sister, Tony Ray. She was like a big sister to my brother. My brother grew up around her in his youth. So Tony Ray was a special one in our family. Even among our core family, between Ma, Dave, and me, she was still special. We'd seen her go through so many personal issues at that point. Even her family was still trying to take care of her one way or another and still had issues with her. It's the only thing I'll save her dignity at this point. But because of her lifestyles that she had, it put her in mortal danger where she had to pass away and succumb from the cumulative effects. And it left a big hole in Ma's and in my brother's chest. And the rift was really getting started, wasn't it? The damn moleskin was coming off. Damn moleskin to the soul. I couldn't write anything like this shit. I have to talk about it. I don't write books about this damn thing. I gotta talk about it. How the thoughts, how the feelings, how things are going. This is my legacy. This is my book. My journals. This is how I'm trying to deal with grieving and everything else going on. It was hard enough when Dave and I, months later, went over to Simi Valley to the youngest. And In this particular core family, it was just oldest, middle, and then last. We went to the last. In the middle was over there. I keep in contact with her these days, every once in a while. But the youngest had decided to stay away from things, stay away from people, and lived her life alone. I guess she was still grieving, or I don't know what's happening with her. I don't know if she's still alive or not. She was a lot older than I was, that's for sure. They all were. Sorry. Still having problems with this here. Anyway, yeah, I really do need to get a haircut. Only I don't know how the hell they're going to be able to deal with the damn skin condition I got right now because I might freak them out. Got this weird ass shit going on in my head. Probably seborrhea or psoriasis or something like that. Anyway, we're over at the memorial service. They were cousins, and there were nephews and nieces coming from different places that I never even heard of. People on my uncle's side that I never even came across in my lifetime or even met. Families and friends. And there were pictures and a collage concerning about. There's pictures and collage about Tony Ray, and they were talking things about her. Usually in memorial services, you have people eating up a storm, drinking up a storm, mourning up a storm. That was the thing that was happening. We were all in a state of shock. We're still in a state of mourning during that time. And this happened well before Ma was in a position of not taking care of herself. She was borderline on that. We were living in a house on the extreme edges of Palmdale at the time. And we took the long trip out from Antelope Valley through the San Fernando Valley all the way into Simi Valley. 3 hour ride because of the traffic. Or 2 hour ride actually. 2.5 hours, somewhere in that time. Tony Ray used to live out in Simi Valley. Lived out in Oxnard in the hospital. That's where she passed away, I think. It was hard as hell going into the Simi home. It was hard because we're dealing with memories we're running into left and right. Yeah, I was feeling down about it. I don't know how long we were going to be staying over there. I thought I would just pay our respects and get the hell out of there. But my brother wanted to do some visiting. I never felt so alienated in all my life. A lot of people knew her. A lot of family members knew her. But do you think just once, these people would actually come over to the Antelope Valley to see my mother? There had been talk of a family reunion, it never happened. Well, too late on that one, isn't it? I never planned on doing a memorial for my mother or my brother, except I did a video tribute and I posted it on YouTube. That's the only memorial I've got for both of them. I had to. There's no way I'm dealing with that kind of situation. I couldn't fathom it. I couldn't deal with it. When David died, nobody came. Very few people actually came over just to see how the hell I was doing. And for the people that my brother happened to touched over here in this apartment complex, every once in a while they're coming up to me and saying how the hell I'm doing. And I have to lie to them or just say at the moment I'm fine. I'm surviving. And that's the only thing I'm trying to be honest about. I'm surviving at this standpoint. Sometimes I'm coming out and I've already been gone to the rack. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not fine. I'm screwed up. I'm still screwed up on the inside. I get triggered left and right, and I don't want to deal. I appreciate the people coming over to me to say, "How the hell are you doing? How are you doing? How am I doing?" Well, here I am, about 2:39 in the morning, damn near 2:40 in the morning, dealing with a bug war right now. If you happen to see anything crawling around, that's roaches. Here's a reality check. I'm dealing with a bug war. That's a reality check. Emotionally, I'm still screwed up. I'm still coming with the realization in the next week or two that the first is coming up. Then 2.5 weeks later, it's going to be it. The 10 year. There may be people out there wondering how come I haven't moved on. How come I haven't moved on emotionally? How come I'm still stuck on neutral or stuck on stupid, as some people would call it? Life's worth living, right? Have to go out there and live it. Not just sit around and cry your eyeballs out. That's the kind of things I keep reading on there. Some other people are still challenging left and right, and I had to come up with a smart ass answer on that one. And then come back with my own fiery, pissed off attitude at them. Fuck. I'm no expert in grieving, alright? I'm nowhere near this. They may consider like a ranting and raving about this one. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm trying to do this thing as a relief valve right now because sometimes if I don't talk this damn thing out, I'm going to do something I'm going to really regret. And I won't be here next time to do another video. That's what scares the hell out of me. Putting myself in that situation. Said before a long time ago, I am no expert. I'm no guru. I'm not lettered or scholared in anything at this point over here. I'm still going through a junior college, damn it. I'm surviving it. You know, I can't even see the work I've done. I'll go through the files of the pictures and they still get me choked up. I'll be sending the files over to my relatives, copies of them, and also to my friends, and let them have them. Let them have all the digitized stuff. Maybe one or two relatives will get the hard copies. As for the rest of the junk, shit. It's all junk. They can have it all. Pick it clean, the vultures. Clean the books. Everything else. I just wanted to leave a legacy that I can deal with. You know, talk about it. Talk about it. That's all I can do right now is just talk about it. You know, I felt like I wasn't allowed to do any deep-seated talking in front of my brother to other people. He could talk, he could talk, he could talk, he could allow himself to talk. It pissed me off a lot because I wanted to talk. I wanted to share. I wanted to get it off my damn chest. I wanted to express stuff. Now I get to, and sometimes I can't stand the sight of myself or the voice I got to do this with. Well, we can't even appreciate the gifts we've got. how to speak, how to sound intelligent, how to express and emote, how to communicate with others. Take it all for granted until we lose it, and then what? We get pissed off as hell. Hell, my brother was like that. Shortly before his death, months before it, he had suffered through transient ischemic attacks. It was said back in June that the doctor had looked at the x-rays and other works, other lab results, that my brother had multiple attacks in his head, and that they're slowly affecting him to where his mobility or his way of functioning was being taken away from him, but most importantly, his speech, the ability to communicate effectively. That's the thing that really pissed him off. He loved to talk. He loved to talk to people left and right. I was the silent type. Some people I could try talking to if given the chance, but I guess everybody else got bored as hell with me because either I went over their head or I put them to sleep with a monotone voice that they couldn't even deal with. And the reason why I'm talking this low is because I don't want to disturb the damn neighbors around me. Got paper thin walls half the time anyway. Or being eaten away by these damn bugs. But this is life. This is what we're dealing with. This is what I'm dealing with. I'm not happy with it. I may die here, I may move out of here, but I'll probably be bringing a few of these sons of bitches with me without even realizing it. That's what pisses me off. I guess some things I'll be taking with me are probably the memories or just remnants of the damn bugs with me if I go to another place. But if I happen to die, I'm saying if, or probably when, they'll be inheriting everything else around here anyway, so what the fuck? But I wanted the family to know. I'm not bringing it. I'm not. I got a lot of regrets that we hadn't built the bridges. This should have been done a long time ago. I regret nuking them in anger and fear and confusion and pissed off at people who didn't exactly show up. Other things happen, life happens, and I wasn't dealing with that. I didn't want to deal with it. I wanted people to come over. I wanted family to. I wanted family. I've got ad hoc friends who are just not as close as the other people were. And the extended family that I actually did have, well, they're gone. I love every one of them still. Sorry we couldn't, at later portions of life, be together. We're gone from each other now. We're dealing with our own histories. We're dealing with everything else, and I don't think there's anything else we can deal with. Hurts like hell. What's even hurting and scaring the living crap out of me is if I happen to be visited. Then I'm going to have to deal with that one then, aren't I? I'm going to have to talk to the boss man about this. I'm not looking forward to it because I'd be afraid enough. But then again, I'm dealing with the father. How am I supposed to square with him if all this stuff's been happening? I hope I can. before my little dog goes, I'm not going to be happy about it either. If she happens to go before me, I'm definitely not going to be happy about it. But either way, it's going to be a miserable thing to go through. I'm not considering this being a last will and testament, but if we're going to be doing that, am I in my sound mind and body? I haven't been checked out by a doctor in a while, so I can't say if it's going to be a sound body or not. I'm morbidly obese with skin conditions. Lousy hair still needs to be haircutted. Just want the family to know. The pictures are for them. Chris and Raymond Cameron out in San Diego County. Raymond's a marriage family therapist. Chris is with San Diego PD. Georgie Wellington out in Georgia somewhere, and all of them are my Facebook contacts. Chris hasn't said a damn word in over a decade, so I don't think he gives a rat's ass anyway. And Raymond hardly ever talks to me anyway, so. Georgie's the one I've got a little bit more animated conversation. I guess I'll give everything else to her. Including the damn pictures. Even the ones for Dee and her family. Larry Reeve, Cindy Reeve, Sammy Reeve, Benny Reeve. The ones that are still alive, I don't know about Donnie. Nobody's heard from him. I haven't heard from him. Sammy's still in my contacts. Larry and Cindy are in my contacts. Benny's in my contacts, but he doesn't talk to me anymore. Not for years. Lives out in Texas. Sam's out in Tennessee. I think still back in Riverton. Cindy and Larry are still there out in North Hollywood. I'm not calling it NoHo. I'm calling it North Hollywood because that's how it is. I had to talk about things. I still got a little girl, my dog, Cheweagle. No, I'm sorry, Chewiener. Dachshund, Chihuahua mix. Said before, she goes, I'm really going to have a miserable life afterwards. If I happen to go, she's also going to have a miserable life afterwards. I really have to give it some thought concerning about if there are going to be certain items to be sent back or everything else is going to be picked up by vultures around here. All the damn paperwork needs to be shredded, except for the death certificates. Well, they're still in file anyway, so screw it. The ashes concerning about my brother and my mother. Well, Dave still wants to. Last wishes still want to be scattered in Texas and at sea. I've never been able to get that shit taken care of. His sister is in my contacts. I still got to update. As for Mama, she still wanted to have her ashes scattered up in Hiawatha. How the hell am I going to get over there? Hiawatha, Utah. All her friends and contacts are gone. I doubt there's anybody else who would know who Claire Marshall was or who Ellen Ray Shaw / Mary Ann Shaw. If anybody else remembers her, or a guy named Eldon. She kept telling me about this kid named Eldon. A long time ago. There was an Eldon living in Hiawatha. Gone now, I guess. So I guess the ashes Patsy Jean was the one I remembered in my contacts regarding David's sister on his side of the family, which was the Shaw line. His father was Harry Shaw. Died back in 2016, 17, I think. It's been a while. We were evicted out of the trailer home and got this particular place, and Dave was the sole renter. So, apartment complex. I got a mausoleum here. But that's how it's feeling right now. That's how it's feeling right now. We're coming up on the anniversary in September. That's going to be hard as hell. Dealing with Mama's anniversary is going to be hard as hell. I don't think I got to give me a bottle of. I got to give me a bottle of Coke. Use it for commemoration and commiseration when his anniversary comes up, and not to mention his own birth date. I have to make sure something's on here and bubbly and cola-y. I won't call it that way. Just get a Coke. He never did like Pepsi. When I had David cremated, I had a pack of smokes and I had a plastic Ziploc filled with a can of Coke in it. Threw it in with his effects and it all got burned up. My brother wanted originally for him to have a bottle of Jack Daniels, his ass turned up in a grave, or actually somehow, where people can actually kiss his ass when he's dead. He was also going to have a pack of smokes with him during that time. I said to myself, no, I'm not doing that, Dave. You're still dying clean and sober regardless, and I'm not giving you that indignity. I'll give you the dignity of having a pack of smokes with you. You've drove me crazy all your life with. Not to mention drinking Coke, which we have done many times in our lifetime. I suppose it's something I'm going to have to get used to. That gulf difference there. Anyway, I have to get this off before I really go crazy. My body's also trying to put me back into bed again to sleep the shit off. So I'm going to see if I can get me another log report after this. Till then, guys, thanks for dealing with a lunatic. I probably bored the living crap out of you so many damn times. So I'll do another video to do the same thing to you.